Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 57-year-old Army veteran and Indiana resident Mark Mazza took two loaded guns with him to the Capitol, one of which contained hollow point bullets. So while assaulting an officer on the Capitol grounds, Mazza dropped one of these weapons. Luckily, it was spotted and recovered by the officer. And then Mazza left that area. He made his way down to the Lower West Terrace Tunnel, where the brutal assault took place on officers. He was seen on surveillance video adding his weight to the mob. He was pushing against the officers. Then Mazza maneuvered his way to the front of the mob where he was fighting with officers. He successfully took one of their batons away. And then Mazza was seen striking officers with that baton while screaming at them, quote, "This is our fucking house. We own this house. We want our house." And he was seen holding a tunnel door open for others as they assaulted officers with stolen riot shields, flagpoles, batons, you name it. While holding the door with his right hand, Mazza was seen then using his left hand to strike an officer's ungloved hand. They said he used his full force. He hit this guy's hand with the baton. He then moved toward the mouth of the tunnel, and then he started pulling other people into the tunnel to help with the attack. Shortly after that, he took part in that heave-ho effort where everybody was saying heave-ho and pushing on the officers in unity. However, the prosecutor does say that Mazza appeared to try to protect officers Michael Fanone and another officer who was pulled out of the tunnel and into the violent mob. 2 days later, 2 days after the January 6th attack, Mazza filed a false police report in Indiana. He claimed that one of his guns had been stolen in Ohio. And then on March 25th of last year, Mazza was interviewed by the Capitol police agents, and he admitted to losing his gun at the Capitol. However, he said he lost it in the Lower West Terrace Tunnel, where he said he acted like a peacemaker and he committed no acts of violence. And Mazza failed to mention his possession of a stolen baton or the fact that he had a second gun with him that day. He also called himself a patriot, and he told agents, quote, "I may go down as a hero," and quote, "Put me in a Fed. I just want 3 squares and a nice clean room. Someone takes care of my health care and I'm good." This is also the guy who insinuated that he would have physically harmed Nancy Pelosi if he saw her on the 6th. He told the police, quote, "Never did get to talk to Nancy. I thought Nan and I would hit it off. I was glad I didn't because you'd be here for another reason." So Mazza was arrested on November 17th of last year, and he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering restricted grounds with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of disorderly conduct while carrying a deadly weapon, 2 counts of physical violence, civil disorder, assaulting officers with a dangerous or deadly weapon, and illegal possession of a weapon in D.C. When the agents searched Mazza's home, they found the stolen baton. They also found more than 1,000 rounds of ammunition for a multitude of firearms, more than they knew he had. This included a banana clip for an AR-15. They also found over 1 dozen hunting knives, numerous swords, and 2 pellet guns. Oh, and Mazza scratched the serial number off of the baton so it couldn't be traced back to the Capitol. When searching Mazza's devices, they also found that Mazza was a QAnon follower. Big shock, I know. And he told the FBI agents that Antifa was the one who committed the violence at the Capitol. In June of this year, Mazza pleaded guilty to the assault and illegal possession charges. So he was looking at up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and up to $250,000 fines. However, the prosecutor requested 78 months in prison. That was a bit higher than the upper end of the federal sentencing guidelines. They also asked for 3 years of probation and $2,150 in restitution. The prosecutor said that Mazza has a minor criminal history, but, and this is a big but, Simone, Mazza physically attacked a 12-year-old child in August of last year, and he's since been convicted of misdemeanor battery in that case. And once again, Mazza's violent actions were related to the apricot Antichrist. Evidently, there were 3 Hispanic children, ages 11, 12, and 14. They made derogatory comments about a Donald Trump flag that Mazza had hanging off of his house. Mazza then yelled at the kids and said, quote, "Trump kills N's like you." He didn't say N's, of course. He actually used the vile word. A verbal and physical altercation ensued with children. Mazza picks up the 12-year-old boy by his neck, slams him on the ground, and then he was holding him down on the ground by his neck to the point that the boy couldn't breathe. However, when the police arrived, Mazza tried to say that, oh no, the children were using the N-word. And so I assaulted this boy because I wanted them to stop using the word in front of my kids, who are much older than these children. They're like 17 and 18, and there's no evidence that they were even there at the time that this happened. At his sentencing hearing for January 6th, Mazza said, quote, "I have remorse for everything I did on that day. I got caught up on the mob mentality that I never anticipated. I went for a rally. I ended up at the Capitol." I hate it when that happens. He also said, quote, "I throw myself on the mercy of this court." So U.S. District Judge James Boasberg presided over Mazza's case, and he told him, quote, "I don't know what on earth you were thinking in the tunnel that day. The videos are incredibly alarming. The mob doesn't accomplish what it accomplished that day without numbers, and you were a big part of that." However, the judge did give Mazza credit for supposedly protecting 2 officers at the Capitol, also for his service in the military. So he sentenced Mazza to only 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,150 in restitution. This is absurd. This guy is clearly unstable, and he's ready to attack anyone who dares to insult his cult leader, even a child. So I hope he tries this crap, this racist crap, in federal prison. You know, but when you consider that others have received much longer sentences and they didn't physically harm anyone, this is a complete joke of a sentence. He deserved 10 years plus, easily. And he got a slap on the wrist for attacking that child as well. They gave him a fine, no jail time, for physically attacking a child. So I hope the parents of that kid sue this jackass into oblivion for pain and emotional distress. This man is a danger to society. Shame on this judge. Absolutely shame on this judge. The prosecutors should have gotten everything they asked for and then some. I don't care that he took a plea deal. This man is dangerous. Anyway, guys, when I hear more about him, when he finally gets out of prison, if he's still alive in 5 years, I'll let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.